my opinion on Sketchek. Is anyone asking? Do you guys care or no? Hey guys, how's it going? Toofty here, and just a very quick video regarding the whole Sketchek drama, I guess. I saw a couple of other people make videos on this topic, but if there's one thing I like, it's jumping on bandwagons, and if there's two things I like, it's making really easy videos and getting lots of views. Yeah, I just had one or two things that I wanted to say. A couple of thoughts I had after watching the apology video from Sketchek. If you've not heard of him, he's a YouTuber who faked his death and then came back after 3 years and was like soz about that. So there were loads of different reactions to this news, people naturally being sad about it, angry about it, people being fairly neutral. A little bit surprised when people responded as positively as this comment here. This kind of blows my mind. This strikes me as someone who's kind of desperate to be on the kind of with the cool kids, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like what you did, man. High five. This is a high five moment, methinks. A little bit odd. I think some people have been very upset by this, understandably, and some people have been very blasé about it. And most people seem to have welcomed him back, to some extent at least. I don't feel too strongly about this because, you know, I watched a few of his videos, probably because he was thought to have been dead, to be honest with you. I didn't watch his channel whilst he was alive the first time, if you see what I mean. But then people, you know, suggested his channel and I checked it out. And that kind of leads me to my first point. I would imagine that because of the fact that he became a bit of a legend within the TF2 community, because of his death. You don't often become a legend whilst you're alive. But yeah, because of this, I'm assuming his videos got way more views. Now, of course, I can't substantiate that. It's just an assumption. But for some reason, for me, that makes it feel a tiny bit more, it takes it to another level in a way. It's a sick joke, of course, but it's one that he's probably had monetary gain from, even if it's just a few $100s, you know. And still, for me, that just makes the whole thing feel a bit more awkward and uncomfortable for me in terms of like dismissing it as a big old joke. I actually commented along these lines on the video, suggesting, you know, maybe if he gave this money to charity, it would be a nice gesture. And he replied saying, yeah, interesting idea. That was the main thing I'd not seen anyone else mention. I just wanted to get off my chest. So aside from that, first of all, there were a few kind of things that I felt were quite inappropriate for an apology video. Now, I'm not a professional apology video maker, but if I was to make one myself, I probably wouldn't put a funny looking frog in the background, and I probably wouldn't use some very funky, mysterious music at the beginning. The Man Who Sold the World, I believe the track was, and I probably wouldn't use a Japanese title just for like fun. In this kind of situation, you got to kind of be really sincere, straight down the line. No funny business, unfortunately. It's just the way it is, right? These things make me feel like he's trying to be a little bit different, a bit wacky, eccentric, weird, cool, whatever. And that stuff's awesome, but probably best to leave it out of an apology video of this kind, you know what I mean? And one of the things that I picked up on, now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but near the beginning he says, there's something that I need to get off my chest that's been killing me. And I don't know if this was just a bad choice of words. It sounded like kind of a pun. Difficult to tell. I don't know if he had written this, he was reading a script, or if he was just, you know, speaking his mind. Possibly a bad choice of words because, yeah, it sounded a little bit like a joke there. Who knows? Aside from all that, he sounded really sincere. He used the term sick joke and doesn't expect forgiveness. What I said was indefensible. All these things are exactly what you kind of want to hear in this situation. He sounded very genuine in terms of his voice and the way he was speaking. So yeah, this kind of leads me to believe that, you know, I think he probably does mean what he said in the video, although it's always very difficult to tell in these situations. But the one thing I wish didn't exist in that apology video was the very end where he says, I look forward to seeing a bunch of e-celebs V-signaling over this. It's asking for trouble. It's almost taunting or provoking anyone who dares want to make a video on this. Yeah, I think that was kind of a bad move. Perhaps it would have been better just to allow people to make videos and V-signal until their heart's content. That was the only thing that kind of annoyed me a tiny bit. So yeah, in conclusion, of course this is a very scummy thing to do. It sounds like he genuinely has changed. I know I've done things I regret when I was younger. I don't actually know how old he is. That kind of does make a difference because say he was a teenager when he decided to do this prank, it's kind of forgivable because you probably are still going through changes. And then when you hit like your 20s or whatever, you kind of become the person that you are and don't change so much. I think there's some science behind that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. On the face of it, it definitely seems like he's being very sincere. I kind of get a vibe like he doesn't really regret it, just a gut feeling. He just strikes me as a guy who has no regrets, you know? but I could be wrong. For the majority of us, it's probably not affected us too much. I guess for those people who absolutely adored his channel, perhaps he had friends on Steam, people he played with, those kind of people, that's who I kind of feel sorry for in this situation, because that must have been pretty gutting, and it must be pretty weird to learn that it was all a lie. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below, as always, especially what you guys think should happen to the item. As I'm sure you're all aware, the extinguisher has a little note, a little tribute to Sketchek on the item. Should they remove it? It's kind of part of the history of the game now. Is it worth it? Who knows? One thing I'll say though, the word Sketchek, it just does not sit well with me. Can we rework that please, mate? That'd be great. It basically makes me dyslexic. Trying to say that. It doesn't roll off the tongue. It hurts my feelings, okay? Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video that will be much more proper. And oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to mention at the end. I'm going to be taking some time off for a few months or so. I've kind of come down with something, it's kind of serious. So I might be offline for... Too soon?